What's up, everybody? It's Hank here with Break MMA. This should be a good one. This is a big prospect in MMA right now. Undefeated as a professional,
Yeah.
knockout machine. I mean, if you haven't seen, I posted some of his highlight reel earlier. He's got some crazy knockouts. Just had a flying knee knockout in his Bellator debut a year ago, or his only Bellator fight so far. Fabian the Assassin Edwards.
My man, thanks for having me. I'm here.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I started watching a couple of your fights, probably about a year ago, and
Okay.
nowadays, everybody's flashy. Like you think of Zabit, Magomed
Yeah.
Sharipov in the UFC, and Yair Rodriguez, like everybody, MVP, Michael Venom
Yeah.
Page in Bellator, everybody's flashy. Everybody's got crazy spinning shit, but yours
Yeah.
actually works. Like in your fights, when you throw a spinning back fist or a crazy jumping knee or some, I was watching one of your Bama fights. You threw a spinning back elbow and then jump kicked him and then grabbed him in the clinch and elbowed him all within like 5 seconds, and everything landed.
That's how it goes. That's what I train for. I train to be unpredictable, and I train to go out there and I execute it. So whatever I'm training for, it's working in my fight, so I can't complain.
And your ground game too. Your ground game is nothing to sleep on. Like when you watch your highlight reel, it's obviously a lot of knockouts, but there's some
Yeah.
submissions. There's some real good submissions sprinkled in there too.
That's the thing. When you're a good striker, you need to have a solid ground game. Do you know what I mean? So in case the fights hit the ground, you always got yourself covered. And a lot of people think I have that ground game, but I've had a few submissions. So they're nothing to me.
Yeah, and like I mentioned about your stand-up, if they go to get you down, they're gonna have to go through a fucking chainsaw to get there.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So even if they do get me down, I get back to my feet. If they keep me down, I get submitted. So I'm not really worried about anything, to be honest. I'm all rounded.
So what is your current pro record? Your pro record is 1-0, but overall you're like 8-0, right?
Oh no, 5-0 pro,
Oh,
10-0 amateur.
uh, yeah.
So all in all, total, I'm 15-0,
All
14
together.
finishes.
Never went the distance. You've never went to the decision.
Once.
One fight.
Damn it. But one fight, but obviously 14 finishes, I can't complain.
Oh yeah, and
I
there
can't complain.
a lot of them are very like. I watched a few body shot knockouts. Like very, very rarely do you see a body shot knockout in MMA, and you got a lot of one strike body shot finishes.
Yeah, I got a few of those, I got body strike. I got two flying knees, left hands down the middle. I've got a few. I got all sorts of knockouts. So, and the thing is, I don't class myself as a massive, powerful middleweight. I just think it's the sharpness, how my strikes come.
So you fought at welterweight too, correct?
Oh no, my brother fights at welterweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother Leon Edwards fights at welterweight, and I'm just a middleweight. I love my food too much. I love food too much. I couldn't go to welterweight.
You're too big for the weight class.
Yeah, I'm too big, and plus I don't want to go there. I love food. that.
So your brother, you mentioned your brother. He is in the UFC. His last fight I believe it was his last fight
Cowboy.
was against Cowboy. He beat Cowboy.
Yeah.
Have you had any discussions with the UFC about bringing you over? Since that is your brother, and I'm sure that you've been behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah, I've cornered him for about 4 fights, and obviously there was deals on the table, and at the moment, Bellator seemed like a great company to go with. So I sat down with my brother and my management and my team, and we just said we'll go with Bellator, we'll clean up, and after my 5 fights, we'll sit down and we'll see where things go.
Which one's the older brother, you or him?
He's the older. I look older, but he's the older one.
You're the baby.
About like 2 years. Yeah, I'm the baby.
He's a really good up and comer too. Like the latest wins over Cowboy, and he's on I think like an 8 or 7 or 8 fight win streak or something like that.
Yeah, like a 6 or 7 fight win streak, top 10 in the world. So us brothers we're doing massive things. He's doing a lot of things in the UFC. I'm looking forward to showing in my next fight what I'm going to be doing in Bellator and get that belt.
Do you have an opponent yet or no?
Yeah, I got an opponent. Is Lee Chadwick, an English guy. He's got about 38 fights underneath his belt.
Who?
So he's got a lot of experience, but I look forward to showing the world that it doesn't really mean nothing.
The middleweight division in Bellator is actually pretty stacked. You got Gegard, you got Lyoto now. Lyoto, I mean, he's a little bit old, but he's still Lyoto. And Shlemenko. There's a few bangers. Rafael Lovato Jr. I'm pretty sure he's a middleweight.
Yeah. I don't really make much of them. A lot of the guys in there are old, You got Lyoto Machida. He's old. I think he's not the same fighter he was, say, 10 years ago. So I look forward to going out there and just showing people that the new up-and-coming guy. What's wrong with this? The new up-and-coming guy.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25.
25, so I've still got a lot of years in this sport. I still got a lot. I've only been training for 4 years, so I've still got a lot of things to achieve in this sport.
Yeah, like if you look at some of the guys I just mentioned, Rafael Lovato and Gegard and Rory McDonald, even though he's a welterweight, he went up to, for that one fight. Watching you fight, I say right now, you can hang with them right now, let alone a year from now or 2 years from now when you get even more experience.
That's the thing. I look at these guys, and some of these guys have been in the sport for God knows how long. And I feel I'm very confident in myself. If you put me in there right now, I'll smoke a lot of them. And that's just how I feel. I train with top quality guys, and we're always developing our skills. So I can't wait to see where I'm at in 2 years. I've only been in this sport for 4 years, and look where I'm at already. So in a couple of years' time, fuck knows, God knows where I'll be.
So what exactly made you want to do MMA? Was it just something you watched it as a kid and you grew up watching MMA and you just loved it, or was it something you just happened to stumble upon?
The thing is, obviously my brother does MMA, like I mentioned, yeah. And he's never once said to me come to the gym, but obviously he drew my interest to the sport. So I thought I'll give it a go. And it turned out I'm not too bad at it.
Did you ever consider, are you a fan of football, basketball, anything like? Because you could tell you're just like you're naturally really fast, naturally a good athlete, and of course in a fist fight that helps you tremendously to be naturally gifted. When some fighters just aren't naturally gifted. But did you ever consider like basketball, football, or anything like that?
No, I used to play rugby when I was younger, which is an explosive sport. So apart from that, I was no good with football. Had 2 left feet, but rugby I was good at. I was good at rugby.
What do you have a date on your fight scheduled yet, or you don't have a date yet?
Yeah, I've got a date. Contract's all signed. It's February the 9th. Newcastle in England.
Will it be on DAZN or on Paramount?
I don't know which channel it'll be on, but it'll be on one of those two. Don't know which one.
Yeah, because I've talked to people that live in England and Ireland, other places. In the States down here, I can get DAZN on like an app, but I have Paramount on free TV. So like if you're on Paramount or like when Chael fought Fedor and stuff like that, I can watch all that for free. But then if I have to, like when Gegard fought Rory on the DAZN app, I have to order the app, and it's still a work in progress with the app. It's with all apps, it takes a little while for them to get all the glitches out.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. In the UK, it's hard for us guys to try watch Bellator. Whenever I try click a link, it says it's not. We just can't watch it. So we have to watch the fights afterwards. But I think this year, after they put a few UK and Ireland shows on, they'll hopefully they got TV deal. That's what we're hoping for, but we'll see.
Yeah, Bellator. A lot of people sometimes consider Bellator to be second class or B League compared to the UFC, but there is some legit top notch fighters in everywhere. Like yourself, Michael Chandler, Michael Venom Page. Are you a Michael Venom Page fan, or are you Team Paul Daley? Or neither. Or neither.
I'm just a fan of. I'm a fan of that fight. You know, it's gonna be there's been a lot of back and forth. So I look forward to see who takes the win. I look forward to see if Michael Venom Page can put his game plan, or if Paul Daley won't fall for it. So I look forward to it.
If you had to pick though, would you lean? If I had to pick, I'd probably lean with Michael Venom Page, just because he's pretty durable. You know, he's pretty durable. He's flashy, like yourself, very flashy. But Paul Daley, he seems to, if he doesn't get you out of there, he seems to get frustrated. You know, he gets frustrated with himself. Like when he was fighting his last fight, when he just got held down and he was booing and all that. John Finch. Paul Daley's just one of those guys where if you don't fight him, like fight him, it upsets him and it throws him off his game.
That's true. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, if Michael Venom Page can use his flashiness like I've been using against everyone else. You know, if he can use his movement, or if Paul Daley won't fall for it. But if I had to pick, I think Styles makes fights, and I would choose MVP from his movement. You know, Paul Daley is he's not very light on his feet, and we'll see. But I would choose MVP if anything.
But definitely, I mean, if Paul Daley touches your chin, it's over.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing that he's got. He's always got that in his back pocket. So once he got that weapon in the back pocket, that's always a useful tool to have.
That's a good division too, and there's a lot of welterweights. Like, let's say if Rory would have beat Gegard, and Rory was the 170 and 185 champ, there's a lot of options. You know, at middleweight, you got. Let's say you go on a 3-fight win streak. And another thing with Bellator, too, like in the UFC, you got like your brother, he's won 7 in a row, and he'll probably have to win 5, well, he'll probably have to win 3 or 4 more before they even consider him for a title shot. Like in Bellator, if you get 3 dominant wins, that might jump you right into title contention right away, which is better, because you can say and you can go and be a champion early.
Yeah, that's the good thing, you know. So a few good wins, and before you know it, they'll be looking to throw you against a top opponent, potential title shot. So that is a good thing that Bellator deal with. So I look forward to see. I'm planning to have about 5 fights. I look forward to see where I'm at after next year. I want about 5.
King Mo said he was coming back down to middleweight.
Yeah. So King was all right. He's all right, but he's just a bit past it. I think that's all. He's just a bit past it, and he got knocked out in his last fight. And that Liam guy, I don't think he's that good at stand up, to be honest. And he knocked him out. So I don't know. If he comes down to 185, he's got guys like me that will do even more damage to him. So he needs to be careful.
There has been a lot of talk here recently about older fighters. Like we just had Chuck Tito 3. And it went horrible for Chuck Liddell, and he didn't look like the Iceman. He didn't look like Chuck. It was actually kind of sad. Like if you love Chuck Liddell and if you love MMA, it was kind of sad. But at the same time, you know, if you're a fighter, like when you're 50, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Fabian, I'll give you $5,000 to fight," you're a fighter. You know, that's what you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you do for a living, is you fight for a paycheck.
That is true, you know, but that's why it's important to have people around you to say, "Don't do it," you know, because like obviously being a true fighter, whenever the opportunity to present itself, even after retired, I can see it being like very tempting. But that's why you need people around you to say, "Don't do that. It's not. There's no point."
Yeah, that's when you need, like Dana said about Chuck, that's when you need a friend to say, enough is enough. And you can also nowadays in fighting, fighters are getting paid more now than ever. Like if you think back to when Chuck and Tito fought in '04, they were not
Yeah.
making nowhere near what they made, or when Conor first got in the UFC compared to now.
Yeah.
Conor wasn't always making $50 million a fight when he first got there.
Oh yeah, no way. So the sports obviously has grown. It's got more popular, and the paychecks gotten bigger. So I don't know. It's what's it? It's definitely going in the right way. It's definitely going in the right way for the young up and coming fighters. They've got a lot to look forward to, like paycheck wise.
Yeah, before we get off here real quick, I want to get your two predictions on Cyborg Nunes and John Jones Gustafson. Who do you got in John Gustafson, and who do you got in Cyborg Nunes?
I'm going Jones, and I'm going for a 4th round knockout. I'm a Jones fan, and I'm going with Cyborg for that one, and I think it'll be probably a late stoppage as well.
I actually believe Gustafson's going to beat John Jones. I think we're going to witness MMA history. I think John Jones will lose for the first time. I think he's been off for a little while, and the last time he was off for a little while when he come back and he fought OSP, it wasn't really that. He looked bad. He still won every round, but he just didn't look the same. And that, I believe Gustafson's sharp. I mean, anybody who watches Alexander, he's got precise striking. He's tall like John. He's very durable. Yeah. I got a feeling that Gus is going to beat him. And a part of me wants to go with Nunes too, but I can't see Cyborg losing. But then, like, if you really sit down and think about it, it's hard to see Amanda losing.
That is true. So it's gonna be a good fight with both fighters. It's gonna be a good fight. So I look forward to see what the result is.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that you want to go for the underdog, but it's just, you want to believe Gustafson can win, and you want to believe Nunes can win. But then if you really think about it, it's like, how can he beat John Jones, and how can she beat Cyborg?
I get it was a close fight with Jones and Gus. The first one, it was very, very, very close. So I don't know. I just think Jones would have grown his skills, and I think he'll do it. I think he will do it. I'm confident in it.
Where can they find you on Twitter? Anybody looking you up on Twitter, on Facebook? Where can they? How can they find you on Twitter?
Yeah, my Instagram is Fabian _ Edwards MMA, and my Twitter is Fabian Edwards 24, and my Facebook name is just Fabian Edwards. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate your time coming on here. This was a good interview.
Thanks for having me. I hope you watch the fight, 9th of February. So tune in.
Definitely. I don't miss a Bellator, and especially ever since that, I was watching you a little bit before the flying knee, but that flying knee knockout has got everybody wanting to see what's next.
Yeah, I can't wait to show. I mean, I think in this fight, I'll get a next special finish, because stylistically, there's a lot of ways to finish this guy. So I look forward to delivering a next beautiful knockout.
And hopefully, my prediction will come true. I predict it's December of 2018. I predict by December of 2021, you will be the Bellator middleweight champion.
I predict I'll be defending it by then. But we'll see whose prediction comes through for us.
We will have this as proof.
All right then.
I appreciate you though, man. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, boss.
This sun is blinding me. Hold on, guys. I probably should have done this before I started the episode. Yeah. Probably should have shut the blinds before I started the episode. And they're still fucking with me. And blinds. Hang with me, folks. Interview's over. Is that better? Holy shit. The whole interview, I was like, God damn. But I appreciate you all for watching. I appreciate you all for listening. I will be pumping out more interviews now. I got a new thing on my phone. I did this new update plan on my phone, and I will be doing a lot more interviews. I might pump out 2 interviews a day, maybe more. I'm going to be doing guest appearances on other people's shows, and I'm looking to branch out and make this even better, bigger and better. But I want to give a quick shout out to Powerade, like I always do. Powerade beats Gatorade by a country mile, in the words of Conor McGregor. And I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who supports me, my wife, you know, everything we're going through right now. I've been getting a lot of support from all my listeners. And actually my videos are blowing up now more than ever. But I appreciate everybody who listens, likes, subscribes. And a special thank you to Fabian Edwards. Seriously, guys, if you haven't looked him up, go to YouTube and just type in Fabian Edwards MMA. He has got some insane highlights. Insane highlight reel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and I will be doing more soon. Probably within the next 3 days, I'm booked every single day with interviews. So you guys I'll have a lot more content out for you guys. See you guys.